For those of us who have dedicated our lives to this plant, seeds are more than inventory, they are living history. Each one holds years, sometimes decades, of selection, preservation, and intention. They are biological time capsules born from massive hunts, late nights in the garden, meticulous record keeping, and a relentless pursuit of something unique. So when federal policy shifts its crosshairs to threaten our access to seeds, it doesn't just disrupt a business. It jeopardizes the very matrix of the plant itself and our inherent right to cultivate it. The federal hemp ban, as it currently stands and evolves, has sent a chill through the entire underground and overground network. While the suits in Washington claim they just want to regulate cannabinoids and close loopholes, the downstream consequences run deep. Seeds, non-psychoactive by nature, are being dragged into a regulatory gray area meant to restrict their movement, limit access, and stifle the culture. From a breeder's perspective, this is a direct threat to the unorganized web that built this industry. We remember the days when outposts like the Emerald Triangle hosted annual seed swaps, the epicenters of genetic diversity. That diversity is the backbone of cannabis evolution. Every new cultivar, every breakthrough in terpene expression, pest resistance, or environmental adaptability was spawned from an open pool of shared genetics. When seeds become contraband to trade across state lines, we don't just slow down innovation, we risk a devastating genetic bottleneck. The same tired lines get recycled, unique heirlooms fade into history, and regional varieties lose their footing. The plant becomes narrower, weaker, and ultimately less valuable to everyone involved, from the dirt farmer to the end user. For small independent breeders, the target on our backs is getting bigger again. Many of us operate without the shiny infrastructure or corporate legal teams the new overlords rely on. There are no investors here. We built our reputations through blood, sweat, trust, and consistency. These restrictive policies threaten not just our livelihoods, but the decentralized, grassroots culture of breeding that drove this community forward for generations before legalization was ever a whisper. The irony is thick enough to cut with a chainsaw. Seeds do not contain THC in any meaningful amount. They are the genesis of the process, not the end product. To ban seeds is like trying to ban the rain. It creates barriers for the next generation of growers, strangles education, and does exactly what the system always tries to do: consolidate power into the hands of the few, packaging nature into IP, trademarks, and copyrights. But beyond the logistics and the money, there is something more intangible at stake: the unorganized web of collaboration. Sharing is in our human nature. Cannabis breeding survived prohibition through shared knowledge. Cuts passed between friends in the shadows. Seeds inadvertently traveled in dime bags, and collaborative projects pushed the plant into new territory. The current regulatory climate wants to replace that open matrix with hesitation and isolation, and that, friends, is a loss we cannot afford. To my fellow breeders, whether you're working in a basement, a greenhouse, a sterile lab, or out in the sun on an old logging flat, this moment calls for solidarity. We are stewards of something far older and greater than ourselves. Whether you're preserving landrace genetics, hunting the next heavy hitter, or refining existing lines, your work matters. The challenges we face today are real, but the resilience of this community is written into our DNA. We have survived the helicopters and the drug war. We have adapted before, and we will adapt again. Change is the only constant. Let this be a reminder that we are not alone. Across the country and the world, breeders are staring down this same uncertainty, asking the same questions, and pushing forward through the brush. Stay connected. Share what you can. Support one another. Our collective strength is the only thing that ever protected us. Together, we are stronger. And to those who support our work, the growers, patients, enthusiasts, plant moms, weed nerds, and advocates, know that at 2020, we still carry the torch. No matter how the regulatory landscape shifts, our R&D will not stop. We will keep hunting, selecting, stabilizing, and preserving. We will keep building libraries of genetics that honor the true diversity and potential of this plant. Because we believe genetics should be shared, not owned, we will continue working to find pathways, legal, creative, and sustainable, for people to access our life's work. The future of cannabis genetics will not be dictated by policy and restriction alone. It will be shaped by the outlaws who refuse to let the fire go out. We were pioneers and trailblazers once, and we are very familiar with this scenario. The pendulum of public perception continues to swing. The same plant that was once entirely prohibited is now recognized globally for its immense value. That progress did not happen overnight, and it wasn't handed to us. It was fought for in the dirt. We are just writing the next chapter of that story. As breeders, we will keep planting seeds, both literal and figurative. We will invest in preservation, education, and community. We will document our work, protect our lines, and prepare for a future where cultivating your own cannabis is not a privilege but a right. Because at the end of the day, cannabis is a weed that thrives under pressure, and so do the people who dedicate their lives to it. Stay rooted, stay resilient, and keep growing.